Hey guys, this is your video for your week 2 creating duration. So we're going to take all the station work that we did in week 1, which was your platforms, your default down, your sit, your kennel, and then the 2 feet on the aerobic stepper, which we call the mark. We're going to take all those stations and we're going to create duration. And what that means is that the dog is going to stay on the station until, we got a barker, the dog's gonna stay on the station until you move to the next one. So last week, we would have gotten the behavior and then quickly paid for the behavior, 1 treat and moved to the next, right? So motion, food, motion, food, motion, food inside of the stations. This week, we're gonna pay 5 treats instead of the 1. So we're gonna move to a station, one of the platforms. The dog's gonna hop onto the platform, and instead of only doing 1 treat, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 treats, okay? And so on day 1, all right, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start working on what is called an implied stay on each one of these stations. Now, an implied stay basically means you want the dog to stay in the behavior and not break the behavior, not move out of the behavior, even though you haven't said the word stay. Now, we will use the word stay later on in the program, okay? And at that time, stay basically means that we're gonna leave the dog here and we're gonna walk away from the dog, but the dog is to stay there. But there are a lot of times when you want the dog to stay in the behavior even though you're not leaving the dog's side. So he gets on the platform. You want him to stay on the platform until you say otherwise. You have a seat in the chair. You want him to stay in the default down until you choose to move him out of that default down. You don't want him going into the default down and then popping up and going back down and getting up and down and up and down. You want him to go down and stay there. That is an implied stay, okay? So what we're gonna do on the first day of adding this duration is we're gonna hand the dog 5 treats. Now, every single day, you're gonna hand that same 5 treats, but on the first day, okay, day 1, you're gonna do 1 treat every 1 second. So that's 5 treats in 5 seconds, 1 treat every 1 second on the first day, okay? And you're gonna do that at every single platform, and the dog's gonna come to expect 5 treats at every single platform. When you get to day 2, you're gonna start to extend this out. On day 2, you're gonna do 1 treat every 2 seconds. Okay, so that means you're gonna take that same 5 treats and you're just gonna slow down the cadence of each treat. So you're gonna get the dog onto the platform or the default down or the sit, whatever the behavior may be. You're gonna hand out a treat, wait, 1, 2, hand out the second treat, count in your head, 1, 2, hand out the third treat, count in your head, 1, 2, hand out the 4th treat, count in your head, 1, 2, hand out the 5th treat. Then you're gonna move to your next station and do it again, okay? So in that way, on day 1, you had a 5-second implied stay, okay? On day 2, you're gonna stretch that out to a 10-second. Now, as this goes on, every single day, you're gonna continue to stretch this out. Day 3, you're gonna say 1 treat every 3 seconds, which means that you're gonna stretch it out to a 15-second, and this just keeps going and going as long as you guys would like. Day 4, it's 1 treat every 4 seconds, and that's gonna stretch us out to a 20-second stay. Day 5, we've got 1 treat every 5 seconds, and that's a 25-second stay. Okay, and then on day 6, we have 1 treat every 6 seconds to equal a 30-second stay. And that's as much time as you have to train that dog in your 6-day work week before I see you again on day 7 for week 3.